We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working. What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required portion, the child's direction.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our continuing coverage of Dixie Youth Baseball Championship Day, as we have the Ozone Championship game coming up between the top two seeds, the number two seed, the visitors on the scoreboard, the Rays, and the top seed, the home team, number one seed is the Marlins. Let's give you the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Rays. Leading off at second base will be number 7, Brendan Jones. Batting second at third base, number 5, Anthony Bartolucci. Left fielder, number 6, J.J. Hackett bats third. The cleanup hitter is the pitcher, number 16, Brighton Williams. Batting fifth and catching, number 44, Sam Sanchez. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 1, Carson Hedick. Batting seventh in center field, number 4, Ethan Kelzuski. Batting eighth at first base, number 15, Gabe Snuffer. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 17, Dimitri Falikos. The manager of the Rays is David Jones. He is assisted by John Williams and Lee Johnson, and their sponsor, Woodside Photography. For the Marlins, the manager for the Marlins is Joshua Deese. Assistant coaches Dev Harry Prasad and Wayne Heavens, and they are sponsored by Starting Point Church. Leading off in center field will be number 4, Nick Heavens. Batting second at third base, number 25, Madden Baratchuk. Batting third at shortstop, number 5, River Cole. The cleanup hitter, the pitcher, number 11, Caden Deese. Batting fifth and catching, number 3, Nico Prizzo. Batting sixth at first base, number 7, Owen Harry Prasad. Batting seventh at second base, number 10, Alex Hostler. Batting eighth in left field, number 8, Cooper Bailey. Batting ninth, number 6, Zach Allen. Batting 10th, the right fielder, number 1, Jeremias Hernandez. And batting 11th, number 2, Elias Hernandez. We are ready for baseball as Brendan Jones steps in against Caden Deese. And the first pitch of the ball game is fouled off for strike one. Rays with the blue tops and the white pants. And the Marlins with the orange tops and the white pants. 0-1 pitch from Caden Deese. That's up and in for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Well, so far today, we've had 2 games here on JockJive. You can check out the scores online, but I'll give them out again. This morning, we had the junior rookies all-star game, as that one is hit down the right field line, but hooking just foul. But in the junior rookies all-star game, the American All-Stars were a winner, 25-16 over the National All-Stars. And then in the Minors Division Championship, a matchup of the top 2 seeds, the number 2 seed, Yankees, defeated the top seed, Marlins, 4-2. So here we are in our 3rd championship game today. And we'll have, technically our 2nd championship, the All-Star game, our first of the day, and then we still have a boys championship game coming up. That will be the 3 and 4 seeds. 3 and 4 seeds coming up. Next pitch, grounded past the first baseman into right field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Brendan Jones. And that will send up Anthony Bartolucci. Throw goes to first, not in time. In the other game, it will be the 4-seed Blue Jays and the number 3 seed, the Braves. Runner going to second. The pitch is inside for a ball. The throw to second, not in time. Stolen base for Brendan Jones. Runner at second with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Next pitch, that's taken outside for a ball. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes to Bartolucci. Folks, if you'd like to participate during the broadcast by sending shout-outs and best wishes, send them via text message as that one's fouled out of play. Grab you a pen and I'll give you the number to send in your shout-outs. We posted the number on the JockJive Facebook page, but I will give it out again. As Deese works from the stretch, and this one's popped up into left field, and the catch will be made out in left field for out number 1. Let's set the defense for the for the Marlins, rather. Nico Prizzo is behind the plate catching. Again, Caden Deese, right-hander, is on the mound. Anthony Bartolucci is at third base. River Cole at shortstop. Alex Hostler at second. Owen Harry Prasad at first. J.J. Hackett steps in with 1 out, takes it inside for ball 1. In the outfield, left to right, Cooper Bailey, who just made that catch, is in left field. Center fielder is number 4, Nick Evans. And over in right field, number 1, Jeremiah Hernandez. The next pitch gets underneath the glove of the catcher, and that's going to get the runner to third. So the Rays threatening in the top of the first with a runner at third and 1 out. Next pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. Got away from the catcher, but not far enough to advance the runner. Prizzo got to it quickly. 3 balls and no strikes to left fielder J.J. Hackett. Beautiful day here in Spring Hill. Temperature in the upper 80s. In fact, right now, 89 degrees. Wild pitch. Here comes the runner. Throw to the plate. The tag. Well, the tag was there, but the baseball was not. Deese couldn't hold on to it. And the runner who had walked almost took off for second. He went about part of the way and then comes back. So there's your first run of the game. Well, I know now why I've got Yankees. I put Yankees in my scoreboard. Sorry about that, folks. That was the last game. There we go. Rays 1. Marlins nothing. Runner at first with 1 out. Strike as the runner goes to second. The throw, the tag, not in time. Stolen base for J.J. Hackett. Rays threatening for another run here in the top of the first inning. And Brighton Williams, this one hits it sharply to the shortstop, but a nice play on a big bounce by Cole. He throws across the diamond in time, 6-3 put out. Runner heads to third, but now there are 2 outs in the inning. 2 outs for Sam Sanchez. They're going to put Slamming Sammy on base. Probably a good idea. I know in a game that I did earlier this year, he hit a home run. And he definitely has the power to get it out of the yard. So runners on the corners for Carson Hedek. Big cut, and Sanchez will go to second without a throw. A little bit of a breeze blowing in, which you can hear there on our crowd mic. That pitch low and outside. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Hackett down at third base. Sanchez at second. Both runners in scoring position with 2 outs. 1-0 Rays here in the top of the first inning. That pitch up high for a ball. Throw down to third, not in time. Count now 2-1 to Hedek. Number 6 hitter in the order, starting at shortstop today. Where's number 1? And the pitch just swung on and missed for strike 2. Caden Deese looking for his first strikeout. He has walked 2, although 1 was intentional. He's given up a run so far on a hit. That one's up high, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch. That's outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. That will send up center fielder Ethan Kelzuski. Righty versus righty matchup with 2 outs. Bases full of Rays. As the first pitch is high for ball 1 to Kelzuski. 7th batter to come to the plate in the top of the first inning. The 2-seed Rays, like the 2-seed Yankees over in the minors division, getting a first inning lead. Pitch was high but swung on and missed for strike 1, and the count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Rays here in the top of the first inning in this Ozone championship game. That one hit in the air to center field, and that ball is gone. Kiss it goodbye, because it's goodbye baseball, a grand slam to give the Rays a commanding 5-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Kelzuski. Wow. Base is now empty, 5-0 Rays after the home run to straightaway center field. That will send up Gabe Snuffer. Well, you have to wonder now if maybe walking Sanchez intentionally was the right idea. Rather give up a 2-run homer than a 4-run homer. And that one grounded over to the third baseman. Actually, I guess it would have been a 3-run homer. 5-3 put out to retire Snuffer. And that will do it here in the top of the first inning. But what a first inning for the Rays. They send 8 batters to the plate. They score 5 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 3 walks. And no one left on base. We've completed a half inning of play in this Ozone championship game. Our score, it's the Rays 5 The Marlins coming to the plate right after this timeout here on JockJive.com.
We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working. What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction.
Hey, business owners, looking for a way to reach and rock your potential customer base into checking out your products and services? Then you need to advertise on JockJive.com. We broadcast hundreds of sporting events annually all over the country. Football, baseball, basketball, softball, it's all right here. Whether live or archived, it's on JockJive. Reach the masses. Call 334-488-1385 or email info@JockJive.com. JockJive.com. We are literally taking the world by storm. Last year, more than 3,000 cities worldwide turned into our coverage of football, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball. From T-ball to the NCAA Division I athletics, JockJive crews have traveled this nation to provide you the finest in sports coverage. So the next time you need the spotlight clearing on your sports venture, think JockJive.com. Maybe not the only internet sports channel, but the best one.
All right, welcome back here to Spring Hill as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Impressive top of the first for the Rays. Nick Evans will lead it off. And the first pitch here in the bottom of the first is taken for ball one. In the top of the first inning, a grand slam by Ethan Kielczewski. And Caden Deese with 25 pitches thrown. One-oh pitch. That's there for a called strike. And the count now 1-1. Base is empty. On the mound is Brighton Williams, a right-hander. And, yes, Evans did offer at it. Nick missed it for strike two, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Strike three called for the first out of the inning and the first strikeout for Brighton Williams. I was just speaking with Spring Hill Dixie Youth Baseball President Joe Abadessa about the number of pitches that were thrown in the top of the first, and he noted also the pitch count, 85 for the Ozone, 95 for the boys, and I mentioned that the FHSAA, the Florida High School Athletic Association, now has a pitch count of 105 pitches. And I'm not sure if the rule was put in place because of what happened last year in the state semifinals. There was a pitcher for Ocala Forest I'll try to find the number of pitches that he threw as the 0-1 pitch is fouled off. But in last year's state semifinals, Forest High School ended up losing a shootout. In fact, it was a record for the most runs scored in a state tournament game, 36 combined runs in the game. And Forest lost, actually 35 runs, 35 runs in a 12-inning game. Swing and a miss as Madden Barachuk is out on strikes for the second out of the inning. But I'm thinking that the rule might have been put in place because of the reliever for Forest, who came in and really gave a bulldog effort. He's now playing for the College of Central Florida. We'll wait till this next batter as River Cole takes his strike. Falls behind, no balls and one strike. But Jacob Landry came in. Actually, I was a little bit off. He only threw 138 pitches. 138 pitches in relief. And the amazing thing about that is we had about a 4-hour rain delay. He came out, threw some pitches. We had the delay, and then he came back and pitched some more. Forest would end up losing that game when it looked like they were about to run roll Haggerty going into the fourth inning. They had a double-digit lead and ended up losing the game in extra innings. This is grounded foul to first. And count no balls and 2 strikes to River Cole. Folks, if you'd like to send a shout-out for this game, the number, grab your pen. Make sure you send your shout-outs via text message. But the number to text your shout-outs to is area code 352-258-8450. Strike 3 called. How about Brighton Williams? He strikes out the side in order. Marlins go quietly in the first. 1, 2, 3. We head to the second. It's the Rays 5 and the Marlins nothing. Right here on JockJive.com.
Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Dixie Youth Baseball is dedicated to building the youth within our community to become responsible citizens tomorrow. The real goal of the program is to teach fair play, honesty, and love of God and country. Those who play Dixie Youth Baseball are generally better for life as a result of the lessons they learn in how to meet and accept as members of a team and in the game of competition. Help us in the Dixie Youth program by offering your services as an adult volunteer. Lend a hand to our youth. There's no greater calling.
Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
Mike Rideout back here in Spring Hill as we head to the top of the second. And the Rays with an early 5-0 lead. Thanks to a grand slam by Ethan Kalzewski. 9-1-2 due up here in the second. And the first pitch is there for strike one. Dimitri Falakos will lead it off against Caden Deese. They're in the Ozone Championship game. Next pitch, bouncing ball foul for strike two. Special thanks to both of the sponsors for the Rays, Woodside Photography for the Marlins, Starting Point Church. The 0-2 pitch. Foul back. Bartolucci behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Flacco, excuse me. Flacco will take that one over his head for ball 1. On deck, Brendan Jones, the top of the order. Deese looking for his first strikeout of the game. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. 1 out to start the second. That will send us to the top of the order. Here's Brendan Jones. Jones singled to right, stole a base, and scored. And he hits that one in the center field for a base hit. So Brendan Jones 2 for 2. And the Rays have one on with 1 out. And we'll send up Anthony Bartolucci. Timeout called as Nico Prizio will go out to the mound. Just a quick couple of words with Deese. Bartolucci flew out to left his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Jones leads off at first with 1 out. Deese from the stretch. Runner going to second as the pitch up high for a ball, and that will be a stolen base for Brendan Jones. Well, one thing that the big lead does, especially if you can get good pitching and defense behind you, it gives you a chance to kind of start chipping away and maybe even approach that mercy rule as that next pitch misses for ball 2, 2-0. It's 10 runs after 4. This is a 6-inning game. That one there for a strike called. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the second. Rays looking for their 6th run of the game. They've got a runner in scoring position. That one's up high for ball 3, 3-1. On deck, J.J. Hackett. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Deese from the stretch, the 3-1 pitch. That one is there for strike 2. Full count. Deese looking for his 2nd strikeout of the inning. The 3-2 pitch. That one hit pretty well to left field and over the head of the left fielder, and that one is gone. Kiss it goodbye because it's goodbye baseball. A 2-run homer by Anthony Bartolucci, and the Rays now lead it 7-0. A 2-run homer for Bartolucci, and that might be it for Deese, who has given up a 2-run homer and a grand slam. 7-0 Rays here in the 2nd inning. Well, the wind, I think, is blowing in. It appears to be blowing in. The reason it's hard to tell is because we do have the door open here in the press box, and when the door is open, it blows the wind in, but I'm almost certain that the wind is blowing in.
Luke. He's got 2 more balls there for you.
7-0 Rays, the 2 seed, leading the top seed here in the 2nd inning. So the base is now empty for J.J. Hackett. Hackett walked and scored in the first. Came home on the grand slam by Ethan Kalzewski. First pitch to Hackett. Outside, ball one. You can hear the wind blowing. It is blowing today. Kind of keeping it relatively cooled off. Ground ball to third. The throw across high, and it brought the first baseman off the bag. That will be an error. Hackett aboard with one out. Well, it doesn't help when you need an out and you get a ground ball and you commit an error. The team commits an error. That one, not so much Deese's fault there, but that might be it for him. And unfortunately for Deese, it's short work today, as he will leave here in the top of the second inning down 7 runs. He's responsible for the runner on base. As I noted, he threw 25 pitches in the first inning. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. We're in the top of the second. The Rays leading at 7-0 here in the Ozone Championship game. Spring Hill Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus, you can catch the game on your mobile phone or iPad. JockJive.com, the next best thing to being there. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other.
All right, you can hear that wind blowing in, picking up here, and well, I'd like to say that the wind aided those home runs, but I don't believe they did. 2 big home runs for the Rays. We have a new pitcher, Nick Heavens, who will throw over to first base. Runner at first with 1 out. Caden Deese has left the ball game. He went 1 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 7 runs. He's responsible for the runner at first. He walked 3 and struck out 1. Just not his day today. A wild pitch, and that will get the runner to second. So J.J. Hackett, at second base with 1 out, with Brighton Williams at the plate. Williams 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. 7-0 Rays here in the top of the second in this Ozone Championship game. That one grounded to third. Another opportunity for our third baseman, and almost threw it too high there, but they do get the tag out. 5-3 put out. As that's Deese now that has moved over to first. And the second out of the inning. Two outs for Sam Sanchez. That's definitely not a guy you want at the plate if the wind is blowing out. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. He was intentionally walked his first at bat. Two outs. And the pitch hit sharply off the glove of the third baseman. That is Madden Bartolucci now at third base. That'll be a base hit. Hard hit ball there. Not much you can do with that one, and it's now 8-0. Throw goes over to first, not in time. J.J. Hackett scoring for the second time today. So 5 runs in the first, 3 runs here in the second. The Rays with an 8-0 lead. That pitch outside for a ball. Carson Hedick, the batter. He walked and scored in the first. The lefty Heavens to the righty. Fouled off. Got a piece of it. And the count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first for Carson Hedick. That's in the dirt for a ball, and now 2-1. Still to come, the boys' championship game, our final game of the day, final game of the regular season, and then postseason right around the corner. Looking forward to our Summer of Dixie here on JockJive. Swing and a miss at the next pitch as Hedick shakes his head. He was fooled on the pitch, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Throw over again, not in time. Evans from the stretch. His 2-2 pitch is right there. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. But here in the second inning, the Rays plate 3 more runs. The big blow, the 2-run homer to straightaway. Well, to left field, rather. Ethan Kalszewski had a grand slam to straightaway center in the first, and the Rays with an 8-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. You're watching this Ozone Championship game from Spring Hill right here on JockJive.com.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus, you can catch the game on your mobile phone or iPad. JockJive.com, the next best thing to being there. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other.
All right, we head to the bottom of the second inning. The Marlins, the top seed in the Ozone, trailing in this championship game now 8-0. 2 home runs in the game, a grand slam. And also a 2-run homer for 6 of the 8 runs. We'll see if the offense can get going for the Marlins, but in the first inning, Brighton Williams struck out the side. Caden Deese will lead it off. First pitch here in the bottom of the second inning. Righty versus righty matchup. Popped up into right field. Coming in as the right fielder, and the catch is made for out number 1. Dimitri Falakos with a put out, 1 away. That's 4 in a row to start the game for Williams. 1 out, base is empty for the catcher, Nico Prizzo. Marlins the top seed, but down 8 runs early. First pitch to Prizzo from Williams. Rushed him off the plate inside, ball 1. Rays with 5 in the first, 3 in the second, and building this 8-0 lead. Game scheduled for 6 if we get that far. Mercy rule is in effect, as that one's inside and high for ball 2, 2-0. Don't forget one more game coming up, the boys championship game. Boys championship scheduled for a 4:30 start. The 2-0 pitch, there for a strike, 2-1. I want to thank Spring Hill and Dixie Youth Baseball President Joe Abadessa for having us out this year again, our 3rd consecutive year, but this time they raised the bar for other organizations, as not only did we do regular season and increased our regular season coverage. The last couple of years we've been coming out here 4 times total during the year, but we were doing audio only. Now we've got a little video to go with our audio, and we were here every Saturday this year. Thanks to Anthony Crum, who filled in for me last time as I was down in Vero Beach for the high school softball state tournament. Just got in late last night from the tournament in Fort Myers, the high school baseball tournament, where I'll be heading back down to Fort Myers on Tuesday. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Prizzo. The 3-2 pitch. That one is there for strike 3. Kind of a late swing by Prizzo. He's out on strikes for the second out of the inning. 4th strikeout for Brighton Williams. 2 outs, base is empty. And here is Owen Harry Prasad. First pitch outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Across the plate, called strike, evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Base is empty. Marlins looking for their first base runner of the game. Brighton Williams has retired all 5 batters to start. Nods as he gets the sign, and his 1-1 pitch inside for ball 2, 2-1. Well, congratulations to all the teams on another great season of Spring Hill Dixie baseball. Hope everyone had a great year, enjoyed their time playing. We've enjoyed coming out and announcing the games this year. And again, look forward to our summer coverage in the postseason. 2-1 the count. And the 2-1 pitch. Trying to hold up, but he went around, and the count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's 6 in a row retired by Williams. His 5th strikeout of the ball game. And the Marlins go quietly here in the bottom of the second. 1-2-3. We've completed 2. Game scheduled for 6 here in the Ozone Championship. It remains the Rays 8 and the Marlins nothing right here on JockJive.com.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus, you can catch the game on your mobile phone or iPad. JockJive.com, the next best thing to being there. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program.
Once again, folks, if you'd like to send a shout-out for this game, send it via text message. The number, area code 352-258-8450, 352-258-8450. We'll be cranking up the shout-outs again during the postseason. Represent Florida as the Florida All-Stars get ready for the different divisions. Starting out with the state tournaments in Sebring. I'll be going down to Sebring. I believe I'll be going to all the Florida State tournaments this year. And, of course, the World Series tournaments in Alabama and Mississippi, I believe. I'll have to double-check and look that up. First pitch of the inning is low for a ball to Ethan Kalzewski, who hit a grand slam to straightaway center field. Over the McDonald's, yes, he was loving it. Bottom third of the order, as that pitch is inside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. As that is hit in the air to left center. This time it's going to stay in the yard, and left fielder cruise it over to make the catch for out number 1. One out for Gabe Snuffer. Snuffer 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. It's this one foul to third. One out, base is empty. Rays with 5 in the first, 3 in the second. Next pitch, that one's grounded to third. Picked up, dropped, picked up again. The throw to first gets away. Well, that will be an error at third base. One out base runner for the Rays. That sends up Dimitri Falakos. Falakos with a strikeout. His first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Throw goes to first. Not in time. Next pitch. Taken, or the first pitch rather, taken for a ball. 1-0. Thank you. There's a strike. Another throw over. Ray's trying to keep their streak of at least a run in every inning. In fact, they've scored at least 3 per inning so far. 5 in the first, 3 in the second. If they were to hit 3 in this inning, it would be ever so dangerous for the Marlins because the mercy rule is in effect after 4. That one is low for a ball. 3-1 the count. Otherwise, we're scheduled for 6. That's a strike called outside part of the plate. The count now full to Falacos. Bouncing ball, right side, picked up by the pitcher, and Heaven's throw will be in time for the second out of the inning. 1-3 put out. That will send us to the top of the order with Snuffer now at second. Here's Brendan Jones. Jones 2 for 2 in the game. Well, kind of a toss-up right now. If we're going to be naming, I know it's still early, but if we name an MVP for both teams, ground ball over to second. The throw to first is going to be late. That will be an infield hit for Brendan Jones, who would be a candidate because he's 3 for 3, but you've also got a guy that's hit a grand slam and another one that's hit a 2-run homer. It's going to be a tough choice for MVP today. On that last play, Snuffer went to third, so runners are on the corners for the guy that hit the 2-run homer as the pitch gets away, and that gets the runner to second. So both runners in scoring position now. But Bartolucci with a 2-run homer last inning. He's batting with runners at second and third and 2 outs. The pitch. Boy, he was swinging for another one there. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Lefty to the righty in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. Nick Evans came in relief in the second inning of Caden Deese, who struggled throwing 25 pitches in the first inning, giving up that grand slam, but 5 total runs. Another 3 in the second. That's a strike. The throw to third, not in time. And the count now 3-1. That's outside, ball 4. That will load the bases for Brighton Williams, the cleanup hitter. For J.J. Hackett, the cleanup hitter on deck. J.J. Hackett will bat. Hackett today has walked and reached on an error. He has scored twice. He'll take strike 1. Throw goes to third, not in time. Close, but not in time. Next pitch outside for a ball. That will even the count at 1-1. Gabe Snuffer down at third base. He reached on an error. Brendan Jones at second with an infield hit. Big lead for him off of second base. As this is hit the opposite way into left field, base hit, the run will score. Here comes run number 2. The throw to the plate. He is out at home plate. Good play, 7-5-2 on the putout. They do get one. And they get it on 2 hits, an error, and a walk. We head to the bottom of the third. It's now the Rays 9, the Marlins nothing here on JockJive.com.
Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other.
Bottom of the third, 9-0 now, as the Rays plate another run. 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. And Brighton Williams has been in control early, retiring all 6 batters that he has faced. In fact, he has struck out 5 of the 6 faced. Here in the bottom of the third, Williams will face batters 7, 8, and 9. Well, I have really enjoyed coming to Spring Hill, but I got to be honest, I'm looking forward to a Saturday off. Been here every Saturday since, I guess, the first Saturday of March. Well, with the exception of Easter weekend and spring break. Yes. Alex Hostler to lead it off. Starting second baseman. And he fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Actually, I take that back. Even though I was in Vero Beach, I got in real late. It felt like I worked on Saturday, but I didn't work when Anthony Crum filled in for me. But coming from Gainesville, that would have put a lot of pressure on me to get to bed late, and get up early. And then call a whole day's worth of games. Nothing in 2 the count. 0-2 pitch. A little bit low for ball 1 as Williams is looking for his 6th strikeout of the game. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. And again, he has retired all 6 batters that he has faced so far. And he's got a commanding 9-0 lead. The 1-2 pitch called strike 3. One out for Cooper Bailey, starting in left field today. The one out pitch. There for a strike. top-seeded Marlins looking for their first base runner. 0-1 pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. Williams hasn't thrown that many pitches either, so he's in complete control here early. Only one ball has been put in play. The 1-1 pitch. That's low for ball 2, 2-1. Caden Deese flew out to right field in the second inning. That's the only ball hit off of Williams. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The next pitch. Low. Well, call a strike. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. In case you're just tuning in, the Rays scored 5 runs in the first inning. The big blow, a grand slam to straightaway center field by Ethan Kalzewski. They added a 2-run homer by Anthony Bartolucci, as that one is called strike 3. But Bartolucci with a 2-run homer to left field. 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Cooper Bailey out on strikes. Here's Zach Allen. 4 strikeouts in a row now for Williams, who delivers a strike. He is in his zone. He has struck out 7 of the 8 batters he has faced today. A 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Kind of kept it low. 0-2 to Allen. Zach Allen, number 9 hitter, trying to make something happen here for the Marlins. They need a base runner. They need a bunch of base runners. The 0-2 pitch is up high for ball 1. Way Williams is pitching, though. He's forcing them to take a cut at it and put it in play. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Williams does it again. He strikes out the side in order. 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the 4th. It's the Rays 9, the Marlins nothing here in the Ozone Championship game right here on JockJive.com.
Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other. The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament, join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
Thank you. Folks, by the way, my apologies. I got the young man's last name pronounced wrong. It was Kelcheski, not Kelzuski. So my apologies as I tried to get pronunciations before the game, but somehow missed that. Kelcheski hit the grand slam home run in the bottom of the first. So congratulations. He is he's in the clubhouse probably for our MVP for the Rays. First batter here in the inning, Brighton Williams bounces this one over to third. The throw across in the dirt, but a nice dig there at first base for the out. 5-3 put out as Owen Harry Prasad makes the dig at first. 5-3, one away. That will send up Sam Sanchez. Always a threat to take it deep. He hit it hard past the third baseman last time up. Drove it a run. And they're not going to take any chances. They're going to put him on. Second time that he has been intentionally walked. That's got to be frustrating for a guy that probably loves to hit the ball. Timeout called. Carson Hedek stepped out. Well, if the Rays can find a way to get that run in and then hold them off in the bottom of the inning, they'll win the game here in the fourth. Carson Hedek has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. Breaking ball fouled back. 0-1 the count. Ethan Kelcheski with a grand slam. Anthony Bartolucci with a 2-run homer. That's 6 of the 9 runs today, as that one's outside for a ball. One pitch, popped up, but out of play. And the count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And strike 3 called. Hedek caught looking for the second time today. 2 outs, and here he is, Ethan Kelcheski. He is 1 for 2. He flew out to left his last at bat. Swings and misses here for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Strike 2 called, 0-2. Sam Sanchez at first with 2 outs, no balls and 2 strikes to Kelcheski. A little bit low for ball one. Evans from the stretch is 1-2 pitch. Up and in, ball two, 2-2. Gabe Snuffer on deck for the Rays. They lead at 9-0 in the top of the fourth inning. The 2-2 pitch. That's a foul ball, third base side. Two and two with 2 outs. Popped up back to the fence, foul ball. Game 3 between Florida and Alabama softball in the Super Regionals coming up later today, 5 o'clock. As that one is hit pretty well to left center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Sanchez rounds second. He's heading for third, and he'll get in there standing up. A stand-up double for Kelcheski. Well, with that hit, he may have sealed the deal on the MVP today, as Bartolucci also has a home run. Runners at second and third for Gabe Snuffer. 2 outs. And Snuffer hits this one. Bouncing ball over to third. The throw across high and over the head of the first baseman. 1 run scores. Here comes run number 2. And they get the double-digit lead thanks to another error. Well, making matters even worse is that they played an extra run. So even if the Marlins do get a run in the bottom of the inning, they can still win the game. Runner at first with 2 outs and an 11-0 lead for the Rays. Throw over to first, not in time. Dimitri Falakos, the batter. It's this one over to third. Another opportunity. Much better throw over this time. 5-3 put out, and the inning is over. But 2 big runs come across the plate for the Rays. And the way that Brighton Williams has been pitching, that might be enough to win it here in the bottom of the inning. The Marlins will need 2 runs to keep this thing going. You're watching the Ozone Championship game, and it's all Rays in this one, 11-0 right here on JockJive.com.
We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and, by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working. What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction.
All right, here we go. The top seed Marlins. They need 2 runs to keep this thing going. They trail 11-0, and they are still looking for their first base runner against Brighton Williams. Of the 9 batters that he has faced, he has struck out 8 of them. The other player, the 4-hitter, Caden Deese, flew out to right field. So bottom of the 4th. 1 run won't be enough to keep it going. They need 2. And it was the error that helped them score those last 2 runs. Jeremias Hernandez will lead it off, starting in right field today. Don't forget our boys' championship game coming up next in about an hour. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Williams has not allowed a base runner today. The 1-0 pitch. Still got his stuff there. Good pitch on the inside corner. Swung on and missed. Even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Good news for the Marlins is the top of the order is right around the corner, but that breaking ball there for strike 2. 10, 11, and 1 due up for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow. That's 6 strikeouts in a row for Brighton Williams. He is in fuego, on fire. Well, the way this thing is going, we may have co-MVPs. Elias Hernandez, the batter. He swings and misses for strike 1. 6 Ks in a row for Williams. 9 for the game. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty with 1 out. Next pitch from Williams. In the dirt for ball 1. The Rays trying to make quick work of the Marlins here in the Ozone Championship game. 11-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs away from victory. Bouncing ball right back to Williams. Takes his time, throws to first. 1-3 put out. 2 gone. And now the Rays are 1 out away from the Ozone Championship. We head to the top of the order. Here's Nick Evans. That's only the 2nd ball that's been put in play. Only 1 ball has left the outfield, or left the infield, rather. First pitch across the plate to Evans for a strike. He was caught looking on a 1-2 pitch back in the 1st inning. Chant of "Let's go, Nick" from the Marlins dugout, trying to keep their hopes alive. Righty versus lefty matchup, the 0-1 pitch. Reach down for and flying right to third. The catch is made and the ball game is over. 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. We'll take a break. Come back and wrap it up with our MVPs. 11-0. Congratulations. The Rays are your Ozone champions.
We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more, more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
This one's a final here in Spring Hill. We have co-MVPs. Brighton Williams with a perfect game as he faced 12 batters and retired all 12 that he faced. He also struck out 9 of the 12, and only 1 of the balls left the infield on a fly ball out to right field. He is one of our MVPs today. The other MVP who will get a game ball is Ethan Kelcheski, who hit a grand slam in the first inning. He also doubled in the fourth and scored 2 runs today for the Rays. So the Rays, the 2 seed, knock off the number 1 seed Marlins in 4. Final score, once again, it's the Rays 11, the Marlins nothing. That's going to conclude our coverage here in the Ozone Championship game. Coming up at 4:30, it will be the Boys Championship game. 4:30 first pitch. And that will be a matchup of the 3 and 4 seeds. The Blue Jays, the 4 seed, and the Braves, the 3 seed. Until then, for all of us here at JockJive, for Spring Hill Dixie Youth Baseball President Joe Abadessa, I'm Mike Rideout saying so long for now, good afternoon, and God bless.
I had one of those last week.
Yeah.
I won by 11-0 in the 4th inning last week.
Wow.
got a little bit of time for the next thing, don't you?
Yeah, I got about an hour, I think. 4:30. 4. Yeah, I got 1 hour.
Are you still recording?
I am, just while I'm breaking down. I'll just let people kind of see what,
Will that be on the recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I kept it running. I mean, we don't have
Audio.
Well, we do actually. I got the crowd mic still open. So.
Oh, okay.